this is Ian Aber, and this is Straight People, the podcast for straight people because they don't have enough. We're recording live like we do every week from my husband's basement, and we are joined with our guest, Jared Goldstein. How you doing today, Jared?
I'm doing well.
I feel like I should do that again. I don't know. That was close enough. You know what?
I think we got it.
It's okay. I think the people that listen to this know that I can barely speak sometimes. So.
Straight people need to know that gay people can make mistakes.
We're not allowed to because of queer excellence, though. Yes. You know what I mean? You have to be twice as good and complain about it half as much. That's what I learned. That's what I was told by an old queen back in the day.
Damn.
Honey, you got to be twice as good and complain half as much and do it in high heels and backwards, sweetie, or whatever, you know?
Wow. The romance.
Well, welcome to Straight People.
Thank you.
The podcast where we really wonder what is a straight person and...
We take guesses.
We're feeling like we're at the end of the age.
I've never met one.
Of a classic straight. I don't know any. A classic straight. You know, a classic straight. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Like when you were a kid, what straight was, you know? I don't think it's the same anymore, you know?
Straight people are gay now.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you know
at
that?
least a little gay.
Straight people are gay now.
Yeah.
Straight people, they love drag queens.
Yeah.
They refer to the people they're dating as partners.
Yeah.
They have 4 partners.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. Straight people are gay.
You're just straight for the dick? Is that the...
Yes.
Straight to the dick, I guess?
I guess so, right?
Well, that's awesome. So you are out of Los Angeles, where you've been for, you were saying earlier, than 9 years?
I've lived there for 9 years.
Yeah.
I've lived with maybe 5 straight people.
Really? Wow.
3 of them were a disaster.
Oh, I'm sure.
2 of them were great.
3 out of 5 straight people are disasters.
I give straight people 3 out of 5 stars. I actually probably do.
That's pretty funny.
That's probably true.
I give them like a 75% out of 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a high C.
Totally. They've given us so much. You know?
Six Flags. Well, 5 of the flags. We have to bring our own 6 flag. But so you've been in LA for 9 years, doing stand up for what, 5?
For 5.
For
a little
5.
more than 5.
Nice. And what were you doing originally? Were you just there for acting or?
Yeah. I was a child actor.
Oh, really?
This summer will be 20 years.
20 years.
My first audition. Is that fucking crazy?
That is crazy.
20
So as a child actor, what was your biggest role?
My biggest thing, I was on Broadway.
Okay.
Ever heard of it?
Yeah, I'm familiar. Payne's a Broadway queen now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's grown into a Broadway queen. It's really funny.
That's great. Yeah. I'm a scorned ex-Broadway queen.
Wow.
Because after my voice changed, I never worked again.
Yeah, that's interesting. I used to sing a lot when I was a kid, and I was in like the Sound of Music and a couple other things. And I had the same thing when my voice changed. I couldn't sing anymore.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
tragedy.
It was such a tragedy. There was like such a folklore around the voice change.
Oh yeah.
Among like the stage moms.
Yeah.
And I would hear them kind of like get together and whisper about like, oh, have you heard about Jerry? Did you know what happened to Jerry? Oh well, Jerry, his voice changed, and then oh my god. And I was like, God, it's fine. Like it's fine. Like I'm gonna be fine. Like I'm a good singer. I work hard. My voice will change, and it'll still be good though.
Yeah.
And nothing was fine.
Wow.
Nothing was good. It was ruined. And they were right.
So when your voice changed, you still went to did you go to like voice lessons and try? Was there a period of time?
I tried for maybe 3 years?
Yeah.
No, maybe 2 more years. I tried for 2 years.
Are you from New York originally?
Yeah.
So what were you in Broadway? What shows were you
I was in A Christmas Carol.
Okay.
Which was at Madison Square Garden.
You ever hear it?
I know, right?
Did you play Carol? No, I'm just joking.
That's great. I played Tiny Tim's brother and also Scrooge when he's little.
Okay. Were you not tiny enough to play Tiny Tim?
I was not.
You
no.
never? You're aspirational to be so tiny?
I started when I was 11, which was like...
Okay.
Old.
Oh yeah, I guess
it was like
right?
You should start when you're like 7. Like 7 was like the magic number.
Wow.
And I was just this old freak. But luckily, puberty just was never coming, so I was able to work for a long time.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Christmas Carol was the biggest. What was the smallest? What was like the?
The smallest. I mean. It was probably like the longest, smallest, but it was a show called The Adventures of Zach. It was the first show I ever did.
Okay.
And it taught me a lot, and I was 11. And it was like a touring show where I played a little boy from Boston.
Okay. Is that where you're from? Where are you from originally?
I'm from Long Island.
Long Island.
Born in Brooklyn, grew up on Long Island. lived in New York for maybe 22 years before I went to LA.
Wow.
I was also in a sketch on SNL that was a lot of fun.
Oh, which one?
It was called The Fun Friends Club.
Okay.
Tina Fey wrote it. Rachel Dratch stars in it with Jimmy Fallon.
Okay.
It's like a Barney-style sketch where Jimmy Fallon is the director. The joke is we had come back from hiatus and we had started going through puberty.
Okay.
And Rachel Dratch had grown breasts.
Oh, okay.
And now can't really be on the show anymore.
Okay.
And I played Zhao Ping, whose voice had changed.
Yeah.
And Don Pardo, the announcer, the Jimmy Fallon, he played my voice. And it was really fun and wild. And I actually just found out about a month ago, a friend of mine texted me and she goes, "Hey, were you in a sketch on SNL as a kid that Tina Fey wrote?" And I said, "Yeah." And I thought maybe she had seen like a joke I had posted about it on Twitter. And she goes, "We're watching it right now in her writer's room."
Oh, wow.
And I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, Tina Fey is not in the room, is she?
Yeah.
And she goes, "She put it on." And I'm like, oh my God, Tina Fey and Jared Goldstein are still playing this sketch for people all these years later.
I love
it's really
it.
like over 15 years later.
I love it.
But she did say on Howard Stern that he asked her what was one of her favorite sketches she wrote, and she said that one.
Wow, that's crazy. I love it.
So yeah, I've never met Tina.
But your paths are destined to cross. She listens to the podcast. So
she is straight.
She is. I've heard that about her.
She is the target demographic of this pod.
Exactly. So being a Broadway baby and a homosexual.
Yeah.
Is it too late? Is it too early to tell that you're? I should let you identify. Sorry.
You've outed me.
Oh, I ruined it. I outed you.
Damn.
Wow.
No, that's okay.
Classic old gay. Say out the young. No,
yeah. I got outed in the first place, so that's
really
right. Yeah. Yeah. I just had people who I tried to come out when I was like 12. It was like when I first started acting. I'm now surrounded by all these gay men, and I start figuring it out.
Yeah, you're like, I'm on a date.
Yeah. Oh my God, right? Could you imagine? I went home one day from rehearsal and I was so worried. I was so worried to tell them. And I told my parents, I was like, I think that I'm gay.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, you're not. You're fine. You're not gay. You're not. And I went, really? And they're like, you're good. You're fine. You're not gay. And I was like, oh. Well, good. Thank God. Phew. And then that started like an annual check-in from my mother of like going, are you gay? And at that point...
Oh, so your mom started checking in. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
But at that point, it's like you get the message. I was already getting the message from the world, but then when you get it from your parents too, you're like, I'm not gay. Okay, just kidding. Not going to be gay. Not coming out.
Wow.
And then it just started this thing of like, every couple of years, she'd be like, are you gay? And I'd be like, no. Until eventually it was just like, I can't. Like, you knew from when I was 12. You knew from when I was 5. And I loved My Little Pony. And I would throw a blanket over my head and run around the house and pretend it was hair. Like, come on. You knew.
Yeah. I had a black towel that I was wondering when I would put it on. My mom had this gold belt and this black towel. And I would pretend to be Wonder Woman. And they would just hide the belt and the towel and I'd find it wherever. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my God.
Those are my things.
A whole new meaning to get the belt.
Exactly.
From a parent.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're hiding the belt.
We're gonna give you the belt. Finally, I've been wanting it forever. It completes my outfit.
Oh my God.
I had somebody on the other day and they were talking about that they identify as queer. But as a kid, the first time they went on a date so they broke up. They went on a date with a girl, and it didn't go well, and they were sad. And their mother was like, "Are you sure you're not gay?" Like that was like the first time. So like before they ever came out or were ready to identify, like at 14, their mom was like, "You don't really like girls, anyways." And I was like, "That's like really progressive in one direction, but in another direction, if you're not ready to hear that yet, like as a gay child, that's like incredibly shame." You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like she meant well, and I think he didn't necessarily take it that way, but it was just very funny to me because like my parents were very much like, even when I came out, they were like, I came out of my parents, and they were like, okay, that's your initial offer. What about you're bisexual. At best, you're bi.
Oh my God, that's great.
My parents were like, no, you're not.
Okay.
You
can be gay on the weekends. You're not. But we need you Monday to Friday.
But I wasn't. Holidays. Yeah, but I wasn't artistic enough. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't a decorator. I didn't have good hair. Yeah. So my mom was like, but the way you dress, and I'm like, but the dick that I love. You know what I mean? I'm just in it for the love of the dick.
When you came out to your parents, how old were you?
I was like 17 or 18.
And had you become sexually active yet?
Yes, I was. Well, I was sexually active with men and women at that point.
Oh,
well,
wow.
boys and
Okay,
teen.
brag.
What? I was super cute. Yeah. I just was. I was active. I was like ready to.
Yeah.
I mean, I would try with girls. I tried and tried. Oh, I tried so hard. And then there were just like I lived in a beach town. So there were like tourists and do you know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of and so like
a lot of traffic.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of talent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of rough trade. So I knew how to, I was in high school and knew how to cruise and pick somebody up. I knew how to do all the nonverbal stuff, and I don't know how I learned to do it. I just knew how to do it. I just knew.
I was so scared of that. I still am.
Well, I'm
better now.
I more certainly should have been murdered a few times. Like there's a couple vans that I got in the back of that I have no business still being alive. And do you know what I mean? That I should have been dismembered and my teeth buried a separate place from the rest of my body.
Oh my God.
But it all worked out.
Yeah,
it was the 90s. It was the 80s. It was the 90s or whatever, But yeah, I was like. That's what I wanted more than anything else was to have sex with a man. I knew that very 10 years old.
Oh,
same. If I could just have sex with a man.
Sam Champion, the weatherman.
Oh, wow.
Who's gay.
Yeah.
Who's gay.
Yeah.
But didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
But I had a very distinct idea about our future together.
Oh, yeah. Is that your type though, a Sam Champion-esque?
Sam Champion, maybe then, yes. Now he's such a tattooed, kind of big, ripped daddy bear.
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? He's very, very, very. He's
fit. He takes
yeah.
human growth hormone and
maybe not even human.
He give you. He has a lot of advice on protein powders.
Yes, he's very hot, and I
absolutely.
think he has a husband, and they seem to be very hot on boats.
A husband? Is it a husband?
Sure, yeah. They're on boats a lot, according to their Instagram.
Okay.
But yeah, no, definitely as a kid, it was because he was just such a classic, handsome white man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely.
So other than Sam, what's your second?
Who else?
Did you try to date girls? Did you ever go through the?
I did.
Yeah.
When I was in elementary school, I had a ton of girlfriends before anyone did.
Yeah.
Because I think there was a part of me that realized something was afoot. Something was brewing. So I just started to get ahead of it.
So you were bearding in elementary school?
Yeah. Yeah. Sarah Sapignano.
Wow.
And then Carly Rothman, and then Stephanie Rothman.
Okay.
Oh, actually, reverse order. Actually.
Oh, wow.
Stephanie Rothman.
Are you still in touch with any of them?
No.
No?
Not with none of them.
Yeah. They're all devastated.
They're all dead. No. I tried, but it was just in college. I fingered a girl once. I think. I mean, I don't even know what happened. It was not good.
I had a college experience where the first time I fully was okay, there was no interruption. Mm-hmm. We weren't trying to do it in the side room of somebody's party or in the backseat of somebody's car, which was always the kind of the conditions of every time I would have sex with a woman would be there was a time limit or my friends were waiting outside or something.
Oh yeah,
and so
same.
in college,
I felt the same way.
In college was the first time I ever was okay, we have the whole night, and then she was nude. And I went to walk into it was the room was just lit. It's picturesque. There was no light in the room except from the window, and there was a moonlight kind of on her body. And I look at her breasts, and I'm what do I do with those? It was before I even got in the bed, I was what do I? And I even have a joke about it where because what I did was I was contemplating how do I, what is a straight man going to do with these? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I literally even thought about playfully karate chop haha or whatever. And I settled on I was going to kiss him, and then right as I went in to kiss them, because I'm gay more than likely, I smelled them instead. And she heard me smell her breasts, and that ruined it. It just ruined the whole. She was like, "Did you just smell my breath?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." And she was like, "What'd they smell like?" And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
chicken.
I guess she'd been wearing. I guess the deal was that she was wearing a bra that was a sports bra or something, and so her breasts smelled like a dirty sock to me.
Oh.
And so I said something to that effect, and that pretty much was.
That was the end of it.
I was they smell a little funky.
Wow.
And me and her have been good friends for years and years since then. And it's one of those things. Every time I see her, she's going to smell my breasts. They smell good today, and I'm I'm good. good. I'm good.
My God, that's great.
But yeah, it was like I saw her naked body in the moonlight, and first of all, did nothing for nothing. But then I saw the breasts, and I was like, I had like anxiety, like she's gonna know I'm gay because I don't know what to do. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How terrible.
I think all the time about how much if I liked breasts.
Yeah.
How much fun. It's like I understand why straight men are so into breasts.
Yeah.
Because it's like if that's the kind of thing that you like,
yeah,
those are the perfect example of it.
Yeah.
It's just such a fun thing. Like to be a straight man and to have a tit on either side of your face.
Yeah.
Must just be like heaven.
Right?
Must be heaven.
Then why are they such a bad mood all the time? Is what I want to know.
Straight guys?
The straight guys, yeah.
Right? Maybe they haven't had some tits on the
maybe,
sides of their
maybe
face
they're not. Maybe they should be smelling.
That would just
them.
be. I could imagine that being heaven.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes
if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't have smelled them. But
yeah, if I could have done it all over again too, I would not have. I would not have smelled my finger afterwards because for 3 days I was scrubbing my fingers. 3 days.
Oh, you're like the Lady Macbeth of fingering pussy. You can't get the spot out.
I'm too stupid for that. Reference.
You don't get out damn spot.
Oh yes. Yeah. Okay, got it.
I have a joke, and this actually happened. I was at a show, and I had it was a bachelorette party. Like I was on a bus, and they couldn't get their attention for anything. And then finally I was like, ladies, and they're like, what? And I was like, how do you get the smell of dick out of your hands? And like everyone in the room smelled their hands. Oh
my God.
And then one lady went, lemons, and I was like, I love this bitch. I love her. Lemons. So lemons will get
lemons.
Yeah.
All right.
So the next time you are,
next time I'm fingering a woman,
fingering a woman, have some lemons on.
Honestly, it was probably her thigh. I don't think I was even doing it.
You don't even think you got in there?
No,
wow.
We were under covers.
Yeah.
You know? So I wasn't fully looking.
You wouldn't know what it felt like, anyways, would you?
I mean, it was a lot pricklier than I imagined. That was the first thing I thought. These are prickly.
These are. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if it's like. I would love to hear her side of that.
I know it's. I mean, it's probably terrible.
Yeah.
She was like.
She's probably like. And he was fingering my. He stuck his finger in my belly button and then wouldn't stop smelling it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Right. The whole time I was just trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
I was like, my friends are waiting for me. I gotta go. And all I wanted to do was go tell them.
Yeah.
Because it was like when I got to college, I was still closeted my freshman year, and I went to a school that was predominantly women, and so the ratio was like 1 to 3 of like there was one woman for every man to every 3 men, and
that's the opposite. So predominantly women would be.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, there was just so many more women than men. Okay. And
that's Atlanta. Atlanta's like 7-to-1 ratio or something.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. Of eligible. Yeah, and then that one guy, he gay.
Yes,
so.
and same. So also because it was at New York City and there was a theater, like a strong theater program, most of the guys were gay.
Yeah.
So for the first like month of being at school, it was completely acceptable and normal for women to walk up to men and go, "Are you gay or straight?"
Yeah.
Before asking you anything.
Wow.
Anything.
And you were still closeted.
Yes,
so
like truly the worst environment possible for a closeted person to be in. And so when I told my friends that I was straight, it was just, we were constantly talking about it. And it was like, after 3 days of telling a straight guy, I'm straight too, eventually like you need proof.
Yeah.
They're like, so what did you do last night? And I was like, oh God, I have to hook up with a girl if I'm going to keep this up.
Maintain your heterosexual facade is what I call that. Yeah.
So as soon as I like literally touched a vagina, I was like, I got to go tell all my friends. They need to know. Yeah, it was stressful. It was so stressful.
So when you finally came out, when did you come out to your parents officially? So you started young, at least saying it at an early age, and then they kind of were like, no. So when was it? When did they accept your final offer again?
I think I was like 17.
Yeah,
I was like 17.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was before or after college. I think it was before, but it was very like. It was not a final offer in the way that I was like, I'm okay, fine, I'm gay, but I am a virgin and I plan to stay one.
Okay.
And that's where I started. So I was out to mom and dad and to no one else. And I had no plan to come out anytime soon. And then I started taking this acting class where the teacher was just dead set on outing me. Every week she would go, "Are you gay?" And I would say,
in front of everyone?
In front of everyone.
Wow, that's aggressive.
Oh, it was so inappropriate.
Wow.
But at the time, you know, acting classes can be kind of culty.
Yeah.
And so it felt.
And maybe she was trying to get you to be true to yourself and all that.
That's exactly what she was doing.
But that's still like not her.
Yeah, not her. Also, like, and if you care, like, pull me aside.
Yeah, exactly.
Pull me aside and talk to me about it. Like, don't not on the spot in front of everybody.
Absolutely.
And then especially after I say no to you.
Yeah.
For 6 weeks, the first 6 weeks.
And that was what, like 10 years ago? How long ago was that?
Yeah, more, maybe 12 years ago.
Yeah, and that's a different time. I mean, like we think in terms of like how it's like things are so much better, but 12 years ago it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? Even 12 years ago it was still like, you know, like, do you remember like ever watching like The Real World and like them figuring out that one of them was gay? That's what I always was
Danny?
like. Yeah, oh yeah, there's Danny.
I had such a crush on Danny. I was in love with Danny.
Danny's from Atlanta. Like when he lived here for a while, like you would see him and the boyfriend. And he had remember the boyfriend that he didn't see who he was. Yes. The boyfriend was cute too because they finally showed him.
Yes.
After he was out of the army and they showed him and
Yeah, I mean Danny was so hot.
Yeah,
absolutely. My God. He was so
but that was the thing. It was like every season there was will there be a gay?
Yeah.
And how are they going to tell them that they're gay? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's just like that's not even. Like I was watching, I should not watch the show because it's terrible. But the Peak of Love or Beach of X on the Beach is what it's called.
Oh right.
And it's the worst show. But the one they had recently, they had multiple people who were bi. They had multiple people who are trans and not. So like half the house was poly and bi, and so it was like the antithesis of like the first season of or the first and second season of Real World.
Yeah.
Where like in episode 7. You finally find, exactly. It's like they're like this is the setup from the minute it starts.
Yeah,
everybody's these things, and nobody cares about that part of any of it at all.
Yeah,
it's insane to me. It's like that's where it should be. It should be in that like it shouldn't matter what you are, and in the long run, as long as you're identifying with that, and then the people that you're with also know that that's what you're identifying as. So it's like, you can't be bisexual and not tell anybody.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of that down low kind of stuff that happens.
Totally.
But that's amazing. That's so crazy that she would. And then so like, did you feel that affected your relationship with that teacher?
Oh,
like,
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I already had like a bizarre relationship with her where she was very hard on me in a way that she was not with other students.
Yeah.
But it was also like very much, there was like a Stockholm vibe about it, not to like minimize what Stockholm syndrome is to an acting class. The drama.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely a bizarre relationship where basically. Did
you find yourself trying to please her? Is that what you're saying about the Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah, because
would you come in like straighter and straighter?
No, I just kept every week she would ask me, "Are you gay? Are you sure? I really think you are. Are you sure?" Every single week, and I would say, "No."
Yeah.
And then it was like week 6 or 7. It was the first week that she didn't ask me, and then I found a moment to tell the class. I was like, "So, I am."
Yeah.
And then. It was just so.
It's like this bitch has got off my jock for 1 week, so I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also at the time, like the narrative.
Did she go? I knew it. Did she?
Yeah, they all did. Right? It's just like, guys, it was so brutal. It was so brutal. Like,
they're all high fiving each other and exchanging
like
money.
Bets. Like, come on. The narrative around being closeted used to be so much different. Where like the consensus was you're a coward. Mm-hmm. You're a coward and you're a fool if you think you're tricking anyone because you're too scared.
Yeah.
And everyone's fine with it. What's wrong? Come on, come out. And now we have such a better, more compassionate focus on like safety. Yeah. That was never a thing. You know what I mean?
To me, the paradigm is that to straight people, we go in the closet.
Yeah.
That's not what happens. We are put in the closet.
Yeah, that too.
So we are placed there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when it's time for us to come out, it's not necessarily something that we necessarily feel like is a choice, as if you don't necessarily choose to come out as much as you choose to be honest.
Yeah.
And then the closet goes away.
Yeah.
So you don't go in and out of this, like, it's not a safe space for for me.
Totally.
It's a safe space for you. That's where as a child I belong.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I was like very effeminate, and I even talked about it in my act. My parents corrected. So anytime I acted my mom used to say I had busy hands, and anytime I would wave my hands around, they would take my hands and hold them down to my sides and like make me be very like. So basically, I would have to come home from school, talk about my day, waving my hands around, and then they would hold my hands down to my sides and make me tell the whole story again without waving my hands around, because they thought that meant I was a straight. That they thought they were making me straight.
Yeah.
Right. But what they were doing was they were programming me to hate everything about the way that I expressed myself.
Yeah.
And act like whatever it is that they said to act like, and then they think that I came out of a closet. No.
Yeah.
You put me there. You know.
Put us there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I've never thought of it that way.
Absolutely.
That's so true.
Yeah. It's more empowering to think about.
Totally, right?
Because you didn't choose to be gay, and you certainly didn't choose to not be honest about it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was the game you were born into, and you just played it well. Just like that's what we do as queer people. We play the hand that we're dealt.
Yeah.
And then when it's time to come out or whatever, however you want to call it, be honest or actualize because being gay is not just sexuality; it's political. It's a political statement too. And when you decide to do that, it isn't always in an empowering way. So like you see a lot of people who like they come out and then their whole life is spent, pursuing, the next orgasm and the drugs and the parties and all, and that's all they'll ever do, you know? And like to me what happens is that you got to find some way to be queer and be involved in the greater, like, oh, sorry, bless you.
Sorry.
That was the most dramatic sneeze. Your acting lessons have paid off, sir.
Yeah.
But you still have to participate in straight culture without assimilating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's like this sort of like, how do you maintain your queer essence and still be part of and participate in the greater world? Which is where I believe that like this podcast is sort of like what we call straight is over.
Yeah.
I don't know what comes next, and I don't know what straight looks like after. Where we live in a post-straight world.
Yeah. What straight looks like right now is getting drag race gifts from my straight friends.
Oh yeah.
Like my straight friends are asking me what's the tea.
Okay.
And then sending me a GIF of Drag Race.
Oh, I thought you like a gift, like a GIF.
Oh no, GIF.
And I was like, oh, the new season's back. Where are my gifts?
Oh, I would love gifts.
That would be great. I
would love gifts.
No, I know, and we'll be feeling the impact of RuPaul's Drag Race for the next 50 years. I think.
My God.
Because that's what's defined what gayness is.
Yeah.
So drag queens are, which is way better than a Pete Buttigieg. I'll take a drag queen. I'll take a drag queen representing me over Pete any day of the week.
Yeah.
Because I think that, like, I wrote a thing about him where it's like, I feel like that he was in the closet till he was 33, and I want to know, how did you, like, when you were hooking up with guys, when you were in the closet, how did you treat them? Because that's going to tell me everything about what kind of person you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather know that than any, like, you don't even have a tax plan yet, so you get one of those together too. But let me meet one of your hookups from back in the day. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you got a husband now, but like, how were you treating the men that you were hooking up with? Because like a lot of the times closeted gay people are as dangerous to us as straight people who don't like us. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, totally.
Yeah. So I don't know why I'm going off on that tangent, but I'm not a big fan of Pete. Do you have a front runner for yourself, or
Bernie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't feel like that there's too much baggage with him from the last election? And
honestly, I haven't given it a lot of thought.
Yeah.
Is the truth of it. I feel like I kind of took my toys and went home.
Yeah.
After the last time.
Yeah, it was very emotional for everybody. I feel like the last.
Oh my God! Yeah, so emotional.
Well, I mean, specifically, the when Hillary lost that night, that people were openly weeping.
Oh my God, that
was a little much.
Really, yeah,
it was a little much.
I went to Akbar, which is a gay bar in Los Angeles, and I thought, well, I want to be with people, so let's go there.
Yeah.
And then I got there, and there was screaming and open weeping, and I thought, fuck, I should just go home. I guess I don't want to be around people for this.
Yeah. I just wrote something where I was like, we can't have that, and like, so that when whatever happens in 2020, if it doesn't go our way, we need to.
Right? Wouldn't that be so empowering?
We need to buck up, and whatever happens, it needs to be like, we need to be ready the next day. We can't be taken, because like I know a lot of people who just checked out.
Yeah.
And they stopped watching the news. They stopped participating in the discussions, and it's like, that doesn't. I mean, I get why you had to do it for your own self-care, but it's like, it's we're 4 years later. You can't be going back to that. You know what I mean? Head in the sand doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
my head
crazy.
has been in the sand for a bit.
Yeah.
But I think that I feel like the best takeaway from it, which is not something that I've implemented into my life, but the idea of small government and doing what you can, and participating in your government to make your community better. That was such a great message to fall back on, and also a true real one, because it's at the end of the day, one person can only do so much harm to this country, and one person can also help their community.
Absolutely.
So that was something that I wanted to. I also just feel very convinced that he will be reelected. And I can't bear to watch us pick each other apart in the process.
Yeah, that's where I think we are. I think that the Democratic Party the party itself is an entity that cares about itself too much.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Democrat like that. I don't give a shit about the people who run the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
It doesn't. None of that matters to me at all.
Yeah.
I would love Elizabeth Warren. That would be my dream.
Sure.
Though I do think I'm a little worried about her foreign policy, because if she's going to talk to foreign leaders the way she is in the debates, I'm like, okay, I love it, but you know what I mean? I need to know you can keep it cute when it's, and I know she can. I'm pretty sure she can.
I mean, definitely cuter than Trump.
Oh God, I know. He's
talking
so
to foreigners. Come on,
embarrassing.
It's
it's
horrible.
Embarrassing.
It's so horrible.
Yeah.
And I remember after the election, there was this need to keep your eyes and ears on the news.
Yeah.
And I did that for months and months. And at a certain point, I realized that I was spending every morning, a good portion of my morning, every morning, feeling worried and angry and focusing on a revolving door of middle-aged white men, straight white men who don't care or think about me fucking ever. And I thought, what the fuck am I doing? Giving these people any of my time? I'm done. I don't want to hear about. I want to pay attention to the news when we talk about Venezuela, when we talk about Brexit, we talk about other things, sure, but I've just felt so done. I was I felt like I was like after a breakup, obsessing about some fuck boy.
You're still following them, and
then I just
watching
had
their
this,
Instagram story,
cold water moment of just being I am done. I am done. And I thought the most political thing I could do is feel incredible and become the best version of myself possible. That's that felt like a political act to me.
And that's that.
That's where I found myself, and with the impending election.
I've managed to be able to watch, and I've actually watched more news in the last 4 years than I probably had in the last 20 before that. But I don't have very much attachment, so it doesn't make me angry. I don't when I read this stuff or see this stuff. Payne will scream at the television, and that's a part of the reason I don't have to get angry. Is that Payne's one of those people when we watch the news. Sometimes I'm like, will you shut the fuck up so I can hear what are you even yelling about? Because he already know, you know what I mean? And so sometimes
I'm like, you yell at the TV. I'm the same way.
I'm not that way though. I'm very much
yelling at no one.
Yeah, he gets mad, and then I'm like, oh, calm down. Oh, calm down. You know.
And I'm already doing that about my childhood. I don't need to be doing that anymore.
Oh, I love it. Well, I try to keep these at a half hour. We're already over 30, so this is great. This is really
I
great.
could do this for another hour. Truly.
Well, I want you to come back to Atlanta in general. So when you come back, we'll do part 2.
More.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great.
So in the meantime, though, tell people where they can find you on the socials.
You can find me at Hey Jared Hey, HeyJaredHey, and that's Twitter, Instagram, also Snapchat now.
Yeah, okay. You're killing it on Twitter. I was looking at some of your tweets, and I was like, damn, bitch, okay.
Yeah, we have to.
I know, right?
We have to at least try.
I just never. I post all the time, and I get
It's so painful.
Yeah.
Truly, nothing makes me smile. I can bomb a show, and I'll leave. I'll be like, we tried.
Yeah.
I learned something.
Yeah.
Twitter, it's evil.
Yeah.
If I bomb on Twitter, I could throw myself out a window. There's something vicious about it.
Yeah.
Something truly vicious.
Well, you're killing it. I post stuff and I think, oh, this is great, and then it's one. And I'm like, and I have a couple people who like everything, and I'm like, I appreciate that, but I'm like, Oh, it's just them, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so Harry Jared Hay on all the platforms. I end my podcast with the same question that I ask every season. Straight people, you're familiar, as a genre.
Yeah.
People, sort of like country music, like classic country. So if you were going to have straight people over for dinner,
Okay.
What would you serve them? What do straight people eat?
What do straight people eat? I'm thinking ribs.
Ribs?
Yeah.
You just had ribs for lunch.
That's what I had for lunch.
Yeah.
Look, I'm very
feeling very butch?
straight.
You're
I'm
so
very
butch.
masked.
You're
People
so
tell me all the time.
Masked
You're
from
like
masked.
a straight guy. You're so like big and strong. And
Well, you did put the whole rib in your mouth, so I don't know.
Oh man.
All right, that is a very good note to end on. Straight people, eat your ribs. Keep up with your ribs.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, share this podcast. If you don't like this podcast, share it with your enemies because they seem so cool. You know what I mean? Like, they're just killing it, and I don't know. My name's Ian Aber. This has been Jared Goldstein. Straight People, the podcast. It's over.
Woo!